Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So, I just got finished reading a couple of articles, one in the New York Times, another article in the Washington Post. And these articles were about Donald Trump's budget. This man plans to balance the budget on the backs of poor people, on the backs of black people, on the backs of Latino people. That's what he plans to do. He plans to cut Medicaid. He plans to cut food stamps. He plans to cut health insurance for the poor. He plans to cut disability benefits. This man plans to cut food stamps, school lunches, and other social programs that are vital. Plans to cut Section 8 and additional programs that poor people rely on, that disproportionate numbers of black people rely on. He plans to cut these programs. And while he's cutting these very important programs, he plans to increase spending for the military. He plans to increase spending on weapons of destruction, weapons of death, while cutting back on programs that are designed to sustain human life. That's what this man plans to do. And as I read about this budget, all I could think about is all those ignorant so called leaders that told black people that elections don't matter. Every single day, as I have said before, we are reminded of just how important elections are. And you have some of these same people who were lecturing black people about how unimportant elections were, lecturing black people about how the parties are identical virtually. These same people have the nerve, have the gall, have the audacity to get on social media and complain about Donald Trump cutting these social programs. I can't take these people seriously because these people, when they had a chance to make a difference, they failed to make a difference. And there are articles about the low voter turnout in the African American community and its impact on the election. That's something that cannot be denied. And these people who are supposed to be leaders, they failed black people by encouraging black people not to vote. You actually have some of these fools promoting a don't vote campaign. That's what they call their campaign. So here we are facing a budget that will have a devastating impact on black communities. Here we are facing a situation where people will be denied food assistance. And many of the same people that are speaking all harshly and ignorantly about poor people, many of those same people grew up on food stamps. But yet they want to turn their backs on poor people. It's a disgrace. And, we have to act. We have to do something. And the first thing that we can do about this situation is contact our Congress representatives, contact our senators, and make it clear and plain to them that we don't support this budget and we need to do everything in our power to encourage and demand that our representatives fight this budget. Because it's black people, it's poor people who will bear the brunt of this budget. And many of those ignorant Trump supporters, many of those idiots running around with those Confederate flags and, filled with hatred towards black people and other so-called minorities, many of those people are impacted by these budget cuts as well. And they too will realize just how foolish they were by voting for Donald Trump. So those are my thoughts. I had to share this with you all. And I'm just going to make it plain. Every time this man makes a decision that is detrimental to black people, I'm going to be there in your face, reminding you how ignorant these so-called leaders are to miseducate and mislead black people and promote apathy after our people had fought and died for the right to vote, fought and died for the right to have some kind of influence or some kind of ability to determine their destiny through the vote, I have to speak up. And I will continue to speak up as long as I have breath in my body. So we have to stand up to Trump. We have to speak out. We have to contact our congressional representatives and our senators to let our voices be heard.